Hello, everyone. I see people are joining in. Let's wait for a few more minutes before we start with our today's webinar. Let's just wait for a couple of more minutes and we will be going forward. All right, guys, let's get started. And I see many people have joined in and a few will join in a few minutes as well. So yeah, let's get started here. And the topic today is in-depth EEAT understanding, how literally AI can help you achieve EEAT is the ultimate goal that we will be discussing. And I hope everyone can hear me. Is my voice audible and clear to everyone? Please let me know in chat or by unmuting yourself, but just let me know if I am audible enough to everyone. Can everyone hear me? All right, great. All right. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get started here. So the topic, as I said, EEAD assisted by AI, and we'll be looking more in depth when it comes to EEAT and every aspect of EEAT. So let's quickly go ahead. Now, before we take on the main four aspects of EEAT, let's ask the right questions. So, what are the questions that we should be literally looking into before we start writing the content or before we think of getting content at the top to rank? So, the first question that you need to ask is how to write original content in minutes. And why in minutes? Like, see, we all know we live in an age of AI and where we would like to get things really quickly done rather than spending a lot of days, just for the one piece of article and, spending a lot of time over there. Rather, we would be looking to leverage AI, but still make sure that we are putting our right efforts to bring in the originality in the content. So how to write original content in minutes? We'll be figuring this out in when we are on outranking. How can I be an expert writer with mature knowledge? So, okay, so there are a lot of agencies, there are a lot of freelancers. Everyone is not an expert of every topic, right? Like everyone needs to look into different aspect of different clients and catering content for every one of them by looking into the knowledge that you can gain through Google. So definitely you're not going to be an expert. You will be having knowledge, but you will be having a little less knowledge than what an expert would have, or maybe even more less knowledge than what an expert would have. Then comes how to become a trustworthy writer with a tiny portfolio. Like let's say you just started off and how you can be a trustworthy person, like how you can tick the T when it comes to trustworthy with having just a start in this particular field. So we will be looking into that as well. How to look experienced on novice topic. Let's say you don't have knowledge about the topic. Let's say you haven't lived the topic, but still, how you would like to look as an experienced person. So that is where it comes in pretty easy when we talk about outranking, helping you out with experienced content, um, though you are a little new to the topic or to the situation. And lastly, how to build authority. So we will also consider that important part of EEAT. And let's quickly go ahead to the next slide. So before we move on to live demonstration of how you can achieve that EEAT, success with outranking. But before going there, let's look into all the major four elements, that is expert, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. We will look into a little deeper along with little funny gags here and there and making it a little more interesting for you all. So let's quickly go ahead to our next slide and let's meet Mr. E. So now we are talking about Mr. E here, that is expertise, and Mr. E is on hunt for content that's backed by real expertise, like by real experts. Google wants to see stuff that's created by people who know their stuff inside out. So you cannot just blah blah about a topic, rather you should know the insights and the details about, in fact, I would say the juicy details about a particular topic, which might not 80% of other would know about it. So if you want to impress E and rank high in search results, make sure your content is backed by solid authenticity. So what you need to take care of is that the content that you write, it needs to show off expertise. Along with that, it also needs to have authenticity of content. Like you cannot just, fake. You cannot just fake expertise by just, putting out figures, numbers which are not real, not putting out right resources, right sources. So try to put up things which are authentic in nature, and that is what Mr. E all wants about when we talk about Google algorithm. So even if I put up a quick example here, so let's say you are reading on how to guide for fixing car, like you're looking for how to guide for fixing a car, and what if it just says step one, fix the engine? Will that really make sense to you? No, right? Like step one, fix the engine. That's it. Like that's not expertise. So don't try to put up your content in this particular manner, wherein you're trying to find out some shortcuts, and just for the sake of it, it's required. So you're putting up step, and just to show off that you know things, and you want to put up the content which talks about how to fix things. and you're just putting up something so randomly and so generic that it's not going to help you out at all. So rather, you need to break it down in step-by-step guide, right? Like with details to show expertise. So the point is, don't try to find a shortcut. Try to give details which no one else would do. And that is how you're showing off expertise to Google. Let's move on to the next one. That is meet Mr. Another E. So the another E here is experience. Like Mr. E has been there, done that. He's telling us all about it. So when we are writing content, we are talking in a way wherein we are showing off that I know this topic very well. These are the things that I've faced, while doing this, or these are the things that I've faced while actually implementing certain things that I'm talking about. So in Google's E80 framework, the second E stands for experience. It's all about lived knowledge. Think of it as the extra edge that comes from having been there, done that, and got the candy at the end of the day. So you know the things that no one else does because you have experienced it. So put up insights in your content which literally shows that you have experienced it and you are telling us all about it because you have done it. I've been there. Google rewards content from creators with real world experience because it feels more authentic. So yeah, that's about it. And if we talk about an example for experience, like let's say for example, you want to take an advice on skydiving, right? Like you want to do skydiving and you want to take advice from someone. Would you prefer someone who has actually jumped out of a plane, right? Like you will talk to someone who has already done that. Like you will talk to him um, that when you jumped out of the plane, what were the feeling? Like how it went? How are your muscles? How was your head? Like how are the things with your eye? Like whether they're watery or not, and stuff like that. Which the minute details only an experienced person can give you about a particular experience that he has already done, and that's the experience factor. So try to put it up in your content when it comes to experience. Let's move on to authoritativeness, mid miss A. Now, don't tell me why did I use miss. It is authoritativeness. It goes along with miss, right? Like, just trying to be funny here, but yes. So meet Miss A here. Like, it's just like being the wise, respected guru of your niche. Let's say, for example, a pastry chef with 20 years of experience featured in major cooking magazines with glowing testimonials and reviews from readers who swear by her recipes. So she's all around the place, right? Like she's not talking about herself, but others are talking about her. And that's where the trustworthiness or let's say authoritativeness comes into the picture, wherein, uh, you know, you rather than you talking about yourself, it's the authority that you have shown up to your clients or to the people all around the place that they are talking about you. Also, authoritativeness is not something wherein you can just put up a really solid content and get authoritativeness all the way to the top. You need also like if you're really serious about it for authoritativeness, you need to put up backlinks and make sure that your page authority and domain authority is little better. Like you need to do certain things, um, and make sure that you are doing the off-page SEO as well, to get the authority of your page as well as domain. So backlinks, page authority, domain authority also counts when we talk about authoritativeness. But yes, testimonials, reviews, and other people talking about you also counts a lot. Now, even if I put up an example here for authoritativeness, like let's say, for example, you're looking for best advice on skincare, right? And you spot someone, like you go into a marketplace, you are looking for advice on skincare, and you spot someone who has a clear complexion, a doctor coat, people listening to her, a crowd of people listening to her. Now, these are the signs of authoritativeness, right? Like it's that's authoritativeness to you. Like it shows that the person is knows what she's doing and she has experienced it herself as well, and we can see it from the way she presents it, the topic that she's talking about. And lastly, Let's go on to the next slide. That is trustworthiness meet Ms. T. So again, trustworthiness, it goes along with Miss. So I put up a Miss here rather than Mr. But yeah, again, jokes apart, trustworthy is like building a solid reputation. If your site looks secure, it's transparent, provides valuable backed up info, and has a user-friendly vibe and design. Like these are some things which are really important, though they are not on page, but they really matter a lot when it comes to trustworthiness and authoritativeness. So that's how you'll be winning over the both, like Google as well as your visitors. So your design of your blogs or service pages should be so good in a way which is user friendly and easy to navigate, easy to find the right information, putting up things in right format. So these are the things that are definitely going to help you improve more trustworthiness and even authoritativeness. So also apart from that, secure your site, like put up your SSL encryption, be transparent about who you are. Like whenever you're writing about like let's say you've written an article, make sure that you have your bio. You should have your own page about what you are, what is your profession. So Google looks into all of these things as well, right? Like how credible the person is who is writing the content, and what experience does that person has, and how long it has been there doing this particular stuff on internet. So put up your profile, and have a very good about us page. Use credible high quality sources. So try to put up things which are very much credible, like government website sources, or someone which has really good domain authority. And yes, user friendly experience, design, navigation, these are things which are very much important to bring in the trustworthiness in long run. And magic happens when other links to you. So again, backlink is something that is required here as well. So make sure, see, with so much of AI around, like backlink is something which is always going to help you around to bring in authoritativeness and trustworthiness. So backlinks is the way move forward in 2024 with so much AI around. Now, before we go on to the next part here, let's quickly go on to outranking, where we will be showing off how outranking can help you in such a short span time that you can understand and implement EEAT on your content. So just give me any topic that you would like to see the demonstration for EEAT. Give me any topic. It can be little, technical topic as well, and we will show like how you can, put up the right content for originality when it's a technical topic. Let's say health coaching, for example. Let's say health coaching. All right, so let's take new document. What is health coaching? Health coaching, that's fine. We can just put up health coaching here, and you can. So before we move on to EAD, I'll be briefly showing you all the steps so that we can quickly move forward and you don't feel that you are uh, not in the same queue that I am, and we are not in the same workflow that I am showing you right now. So I'll be showing all the steps, but very briefly, and we will be talking more about EAD today. So yeah. So you can click on advanced settings, change your location if required. And this is very important because on the basis of your location, outranking will going to serve and collect information from top 20 ranking pages for this particular topic, and it will guide you on how you can outrank your competitors. So at the right location here, it can be a city if you are doing local marketing, or state, and it can be a country as well. Now let's create a new document around health coaching. WordPress database optimization. I like that. Let's take that as well. So let me just open up another document. We will take two documents simultaneously. So, okay, WordPress database optimization. Let's create a new document over this as well. Firstly, we will take health coaching, and then we will quickly move on to WordPress database optimization. So yeah, here you go. So now we are on the first step of creating content, and this is the workflow. All you need to do is just follow the workflow steps. Workflow has 5 simple steps. Right now, we are on the title step, and here are some titles that Outranking has curated for you. And these are all newly written titles. So these are not copy pasted. These are not coming from, uh, you know, uh, rewritten from top 20 pages. Rather, these are created altogether in a new format. So select the one that really makes sense to you. Let's say maximize well-being with top health coaching techniques of 2023. You can change it to 2024 if you want, or you can edit and remove it as well. Let's say exploring the benefits of health coaching for personal growth. Let's say we select this one. And once you select this, you will see that how many keyword you are targeting here. The target is 13 plus minimum, and you are targeting 14. So everything that you see in green, you are targeting that keyword. The one which are in red, you're not targeting them. So if it makes sense, and if only if it's important to add that keyword, you can edit it here and right away and add that keyword if required. So let's say health coaches. Explain the benefits of health coaches for personal growth. Personal growth. Let's say I'm just showing a random example here. Health coaches, and now you see I'm targeting both the keywords. But does it really make sense? No, right? So remove it. Only add things which really make sense and then move forward. And now once you select the title, Outranking will show you what sort of web page you're trying to write here. This is informative blog post. And on the basis of title selection, Outranking will identify automatically what sort of web page you're trying to write here. So you can also select the one from here, or you can just go ahead with what outranking is suggesting you. And this is very important because on the basis of that, outranking will generate the outlines for you. So make sure that you have the correct web page type it here. And now let's move on to the next step, that is outline. Now the bar has been minimized here. You can click here and you can see now we are on the second step, that is outline. And now here, outranking is going to generate some intent-driven unique outlines using research and keywords automatically. So you will get to see some outlines which are from 360 perspective ideas, and you can use the one that you want. And these are all user intended outlines, newly written all together. So let's look into the outlines that we see here. Introduction to health coaching, unveiling the role of health coach, rise of personal growth through health coaching, the path of becoming a health coach, essential qualifications, certified journey, what services do health coaches offer? Tailoring wellness techniques, health coaching versus other health professions. Now it's talking sense, right? Like it's coming up with some really good outlines. You can keep the one that you really want and just remove rest of it and then just move forward, right? Like you can remove everything that you don't need and just keep the ones that you want to go ahead with. So the requirement is 6 to 18. Only try to have around 6 to 18 outlines. Right now we have 22. And you can go a little bit overboard, that's fine, but don't go way too overboard. So let's remove few of the outlines quickly. Let's say choosing, okay, let's remove this one. And now we have 19. This is fine. We can go ahead with 19. Now let's look into the left part here. So the target is 37 keywords for only outlines. And right now we are targeting 54. So we are good to go anyway. But you can try and target more by just adding keywords at the right place if it makes sense. Otherwise, just ignore it. Don't try to force any keyword in your content. That is something which used to work in 2023. In 2024, with so much of AI, again, keyword does not hold the prior, the the prime factor. Now below you will see the top 20 ranking pages that are already ranking for this keyword. And if you click on expand all, you will see what sort of outlines they are writing. So you can see your competitors outline. And if you like something, you can simply click here and that will be added to your outline at the bottom. Now you can rephrase it and make it your own. This way you're not missing out on anything that your competitors have. So yeah, you can look into your competitors' outlines and add something which you have missed out. Also, one very important thing that I would like to tell you here is that outranking adds is all the top 20 pages to the background research. So let me put it up this way. So as you know that, let's say if you're writing a content all by ourselves, the first thing that we would be doing is we'll go to Google. We will search about the topic, gain the knowledge, gain the insights, and then we will start writing in our own style, right? So same thing happens here as well when we talk about AI. So we are feeding AI with the top 20 ranking pages content so that it has really good quality content to consider and then write in its own manner. So this is one thing. Secondly, there's a questions tab where you will see all the people also has popular questions that people are usually searching on Google. If you would like to add, click here and that will be added to your outline at the bottom. You can also rephrase, like you can rearrange the sequence by just dragging and dropping it. I'll just put it up under FAQs here. So that's about it. And yes, so let's go on to the next step here, and that is writing tools. So before I go on to writing tools, we have two options here. First draft and write yourself. If you go to write yourself, you will be taken directly to the editor where you can see all your outlines, and then you can start writing content all by yourself here, or you can use prompt facility as well to write content just the way you use other AI tools to write content. So let's say write an introduction on health coaching. The answer not be more than, should not exceed 150 words. The answer should be in the form of bullet points. Right, like the one thing that I would tell you is that if you're using prompts, make your prompt so specific. It can be even a 200 words prompt, that's fine. But better your prompt is, the better the specific your prompt is, the good content that it will give up, on your editor. So you can click on run prompt here on the tab and it will literally generate the content for you. And it is not going to get content from anywhere around the internet. Rather, it will take into consideration the top 20 pages and then it will start writing all by itself. Here you go. Right. So this is one way of creating content by using prompt facility that we have. But let's go back quickly and use something even smarter, writing tools. So now we are on the outline step and we choose first draft. And now we are taken on the third step, that is writing tools. And here, outranking will help you to generate content which is little more creative in nature and not just a generic form of content. So you can create your own style guide and mention all the commands that you would like to give to AI before it starts writing, and use that template every time you want to generate content. But let's say if you don't want to generate a template, rather you would simply want to use some parameters and change them and quickly generate content. Here are a few things. So tone, friendly, and let's say funny. Try to be a little specific with your tone, and that is going to give you some really good content. Don't use general form of tones, right? Like professional, casual, informational, easy to understand. Try to be a little specific, and it's going to generate some awesome content for you. How to use verbs, how to write FAQs. So if you don't want 350 characters FAQ, you can nail it down to 250 as well. uh, how to write other sections concisely with fewer and shorter sentences broken down to small passages. If you want really long detailed answers, like you can remove this and you can mention write detailed answer broken down into small passages. It will write more information for you. Now, before we move on to generate the first draft, here are the two options wherein now the EEAT comes into the picture. The first one says generate optimized first draft. Just make tick mark here once and it will always stay there. So the first one is going to generate an optimized, at least 60 to 70% optimized draft for you. And the second one is generate originality suggestion. So this is something that is aligned with EEAT of Google's algorithm. We will talk about it once we generate the first draft. Now, this particular two options that you see here only comes with the SEO writer and SEO wizard plan. It does not come with starter plan if someone has it. Now let's quickly go ahead and click on generate first draft. And now outranking will start creating content for us right in front of us for all the outlines that we have one by one. Now, meanwhile, this is getting done. Let me tell you something which is very important when it comes to prompts and first draft. So when you're generating content using prompts, you are going to create a prompt for that particular H2 or H3, and then you're going to generate content over it, right? So there is a huge possibility that your all the H2s or all the H3s, all your outlines are not, and the content below it are not synced with each other. You might find something off with one H2 and the other H2 as they are not synced with each other. But when you are generating a quality first draft, what it is going to do is it considers everything about that has been already written before it starts writing right now. So whatever has been written in H2's above it, it considers that information as well, and then it starts writing below. So everything is in sync. Here you go. It has started writing content for us, and you can see it here. Just look at the way, the quality, the way it writes for you. It will also put up pointers wherever it's required, try to highlight things which are important. Meanwhile, guys, any question or anything that you have in mind, meanwhile, this is getting done. Let's quickly go to WordPress database optimization and quickly follow the same steps. Let's say boost WP speed, optimize a WordPress database now. Or let's say we select something else. Essential video audio steps for 2023. Maximize we perform ultimate dashboard guide. Let me just put it up. WordPress. No, rather we will select something else here. Let's say we select the first one, for example, right? And we don't want to put up now, like database is fine. And again, it says web page type informative blog post. Let's go on to the next step, that is outline. We will compare the EEAT for both the documents that we are creating right now. All right, it's generating originality suggestions. So let this get done. And here are the outlines. Let's quickly remove few of them. And then we move on to first draft here as well. So we have 23. Let's put it up till 20. Okay. And let's go to first draft here. Friendly and easy to understand. And all is going to be click here. So that's fine. Now let's generate the first draft here. Meanwhile, let's go here and see how it looks. The content is written already, and we have written 1935 words already. And still generating some originality suggestions. And this originality suggestion is what we are talking about in this webinar, that is for EEAD in guidance with AI. So outranking does not help you to get backlinks. You will have to do that manually, like, finding out the right resources who can help you out with backlinks from better websites with good page authority and domain authority. But I will say, even if the domain authority is not that great, but the page authority of the backlink is great, like still use it, because, when you're adding backlinks, the first thing that is going to be counted is page authority, and then the domain authority. So don't just go on domain authority, but also look into how the page authority is for that particular link. This can take some time, but we should be done. Almost we are there. It should be done anytime. Also, second document is getting ready here. You can see that things are, put up in a way which are highlighted, which are important. It's still generating. I think we have created two documents at a time. That is why it's taking time. But yeah, let's just hold on for a couple of more minutes. Meanwhile, any questions, guys, that you would like to discuss or talk about here? Please send it over in chat or in Q&A. Yep, here you go. So the process is done. And let's look into how we can achieve EEAT on this particular piece of document that we created for health coaching. So, okay. So the first thing first, you will see what outranking will do is it will come up with this brackets at many places, and along with that, it will come up with suggestions. So these are the two things which are aligned with EEAT. See, now what outranking do here is it is giving you suggestions that you need to implement all by yourself. by adding your own originality, your ideas, your perspective, and implement the suggestion which makes sense to you. And this is how you're going to bring in originality to your content, and this is how you are going to show off that you are expert, experienced, and trustworthy about the topic that you are writing, because these suggestions are very much in sync with expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. So when you're implementing the suggestions, automatically you're making sure that you are trying to put up information which is aligned with EEAT. Now let's look into it a little deeper. So the H2 here is the rise of personal growth through health coaching. And what suggestions we have here? Insert infographic showing the growth trend in personal health coaching. So if it makes sense to you, remove this and just implement and add an infographic here. Also, don't try to add images from created by AI, rather add images which are real, or even screenshots will do wonders, because AI images are very much manipulative, and Google does not encourage that. So let's look into other suggestion. Enhance the article's credibility by including quotes from certified health coaches. So you're talking about certified health coaches and their quotes, right? Sharing their experiences on health coaching, how positively impacted their clients' personal growth. To visually support the text, insert an infographic showing the growth trend in personal health coaching, providing statistics that highlight its increasing popularity and success rates. So you can simply Google this part and get some information and start implementing it in your own style. Integrate a short video testimonial from individuals who have experienced significant personal growth through health coaching. So these are the suggestions that you see here. You don't have to implement all of them. You can either implement one or maybe two, but if you don't like any of them, just simply remove this part and don't implement anything. Don't try to force anything, because at the end of the day, that is going to compromise on your content and your use case. But yes, if they make sense to you, try to implement the suggestion, then that is definitely going to help you out and give you a leverage over others, wherein everyone is using AI to write content. Now let's look into some other suggestions here. Essential qualifications and training. Include a visual flowchart of qualification process. Suggestion: include a visual flowchart of the outlines a step-by-step qualification process to becoming a health coach, enhancing the readability and comprehension of requirement. Add a few quotes from certified health coaches. Integrate relevant statistics about the outcomes of health coaching for clients. So you will, some places you will find something really unique as well, right? Like include a diagram showing a collaborative care model that highlight the roles of both doctors and healthcare coaches, demonstrating their synergy in patient care. So this diagram, and look at the topic here. Health coaching complements traditional medical care. So it's absolutely in sync with what is required, right? Insert a case study or a personal success story to illustrate how health coaching has effectively complemented traditional medical care for patients. So when you're putting up a case study, infographics, statistics, quotes, reviews in a specific manner in your own style, this shows Google that you are expert about the topic, you are experienced, and you know exactly what you're writing on, because you've been there. Though you might not have been there, but yeah, this is going to tell Google that you know what you're doing. So these are the suggestions that is going to help you out, and try to implement them wherever it's possible. So it says here, let's say, for example, provide a downloadable PDF checklist that readers can use to assess potential health coaches based on the mentioned criteria. Now, who provides a PDF with checklist? A person who knows in and out about health coaching, right? Like, this is something very important. And that's how we are providing you suggestions which are very much in sync with EEAT of Google's algorithm. Also, we are going to make some really good enhancements in suggestions, and bringing you more information, making it more easier for you with more creativity in coming days and weeks. We are going to enhance this feature that is in our roadmap and priority as well. So that's about it. And let's look into our next document that we created here. That is WordPress database solution. All right, so let's look into the suggestions here. The topic is little technical, and see how it brings up here. Key components of the WordPress database. Now it has come up with key components. That's great. Insert a graphic illustrating the WordPress database structure. Now this is something very important where you put up your structure of database. Include a visual infographic or diagram illustrating the WordPress database structure and relationship between the tables to enhance reader comprehension. Provide a real life case study or example of how understanding and optimizing these tables have improved. Add a quote or insights from WordPress development experts that underscore the importance of each component of the database. So if you see here, you need to add a quote or insight from WordPress development expert, but it cannot be a general quote. It has to be on importance of each component of the database. So don't put up any code from any expert, rather put up code which are related to this particular component of database, right? And that is where you are bringing the right originality to your content. How bloat affects your website performance. Again, insert a quote from web performance expert, include a GIF demonstrating the process of clearing out excess data from the WordPress database to visually represent the concept of reducing website bloat. Now, this is something very interesting, right? Like it's telling you where you need to put a process, where you need to perform, step-by-step guide. Add a relatable and engaging infographic that outlines the key steps in identifying and removing website bloat, making the information more accessible to non-technical readers. So it's talking sense, right? Like it's coming up with certain aspects of content which is going to created by you, wherein you are bringing up really good originality to your content and uniqueness as well. So with so much of AI around, where everyone is using AI, and it is going to go more, like it is going to increase day by day more as and when AI advances, and that is going on rapidly. So how Google recognizes which content really needs to be ranked and which content needs to be put up at the last number, and that's why they are bringing in EEAT, wherein you are putting up efforts all by yourself and bringing up that uniqueness to your content by putting up details which are only an expert, experienced, and trustworthy person can bring into the content. So this is the thing that EEAT is all about. But let's say, for example, you are optimizing an existing content. So let's say you're using optimize existing content. So we use AI assisted SEO writing. When you want to create content from scratch, you use AI assisted SEO writing. But let's say if you want to optimize an existing web page, you enter the keyword or topic, you enter the URL and create new document. And this is going to import all the content from the web page, and then it is going to audit it for you, analyze it for you, and it will give you all the suggestions. Now when it's an already existing web page, how you are going to bring in the optimization suggestions, the suggestions for originality for a web page which already exists, right? Like how you're going to bring in that. So let's look into this particular use case, wherein this is the URL and this is the content coming up from the URL, right from the URL here. So let's select this. So this is the blog, and from where this is where from the content is coming here, right? Now, when you're optimizing existing web page, outranking will directly take you to the optimize step, because you don't have to do title, outline, writing rules now, because you already have content that needs to be audited and then further optimized, right? So you will be taken directly to optimize step, and wherein you will see all these SEO elements that you need to optimize one by one. Or you can use functions like automatic optimization as well, by just clicking on everything that you want to optimize and click on start, and that is going to optimize everything for you at a goal. All you need to do is just review and click on yes, accept. Now let's go on to add the EEAT suggestions to your existing web page. You can go to originality and you will see a graph here that showcases the top 20 pages with the percentage of uniqueness score every top ranking pages have. So these are your competitors uniqueness score, and this one is yours. So you are aligned at 6%, while the target is 4%. But if you want to add more originality to your content, you can click on this refresh regenerate AI suggestion option, and that is going to give you some suggestions wherever possible for the existing outlines that you already have. So if you see here, what are the key strengths of IVD market? include a graph or chart, add a quotes from industry, enhance readability by breaking down complex terms like biomarker assays and molecular diagnostic solutions. So it talks like on spot, right? Like these are terms which are really complex in nature and wherein it requires an explanation which is simpler. So it's talking and giving you suggestion to break it down and give you even more easy to understand explanation for this. So you can implement any of the suggestions here and just simply move forward and just implement it here at the right outline, right? And then move forward. So you can see the suggestions for all the outlines that are there. Wherever it possible, it will come up with the suggestions. If not possible, it will not come up with suggestions. So you can just look into the suggestion and start implementing right up here in your editor, and then update your content on the web page. And after a few days, see how it goes, how it's working for you, whether it started climbing the ladder or not. You can check it out. So this is how you can do it for existing web page. And let's go back to our presentation. So I hope you all understood like how outranking and bring in value and give you suggestions based on EEAT, Google's algorithm, which will help you to bring in the originality of the content. See, it is very easy to bring in those suggestions using AI as well. But that's not going to bring in any originality, because when you are doing the stuff all by yourself, adding your own ideas and perspective all by yourself, that's where you are bringing in the originality to your content. So try to do this all by yourself rather than using AI for it. Like AI will take you to a 70% level, while the rest 30% is something wherein you need to put up efforts to make sure you are uh, you know showcasing your talent. So now we are on our presentation. Let's go forward here, and let's see through an example here, like how it goes. Let's say you are hungry and what you want is the best pizza in the town, right? So what will you do? Like when you want the best pizza in town, the first thing that comes into the picture is experience. The chef must have actually made a pizza before, right? Like real hand tossed. Otherwise, you will end up some doughy disaster. So experience is very important. Secondly, expertise. The pizza place is known for having master chefs, people who will know the difference between mozzarella and cheddar. If your chef is confused, you are in trouble, right? Like that's where the expertise comes in. So if you're looking for a pizza place, you will be looking for experience, expertise, and let's look into what is under authoritativeness. They've got rave reviews, influencers, food critics, and they all say this is the place for pizza. This is the place for pizza, right? So when people are talking about you, when you get good reviews, and when your customers are talking about you on some platform or the other, that's where your authoritativeness and even trustworthiness comes into the picture. Now when we talk about trustworthiness, no shady stuff, clean kitchen, no rat sneaking off with the pepperoni. You trust that eating here won't send you to the ER. So that is something very important. That's where the trustworthy comes in. So your content needs to be so up, neat, and clean, wherein you are showcasing your skills by putting up experiences, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, and then publishing the content to help you rank better. And lastly, here's the conclusion. In the world of SEO, your website is the pizza, and the Google is the picky customer. If your site doesn't have all the four ingredients, that is EEAD, working together, Google's like, no thanks, I'll find a better slice, right? So, guys, that's about it. Please shoot on any questions or anything that you have in mind that you would like to talk about right now. Please uh, raise your hand or just let me know your question in chat. Any questions, guys, that you would like to talk about? We still have around 10 minutes left, or if you would like me to show something or any questions, please ask me or raise your hand and unmute yourself. Any questions, guys? Or shall we just end it up here? All right. Thank you so much for being here. It was pleasure showcasing EEAD with outranking to you all. And all right then. Have a nice day and a nice weekend. Bye bye. Great, everyone. Thank you so much.